Hey guys, what's up? How are you? I hope that you guys are having an amazing day today. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Jarrell, and in today's video I pretty much went over my entire collection looking for those luxury products that I have in my collection that I have not given it enough love, that I have not used in a while, or maybe I did a whole entire review, tried it for a couple of more days, but then completely forgot about it. So it is a shop my stash luxury, if you will. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. But before we do, please don't forget to like. That definitely helps out my channel so much. And if you like these type of videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you guys want to share this video with other ones as well, that will help me out a lot. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So the lip care by Terry is something that I purchased a long time ago, and the only reason why I don't use it is just because it's so strong. The scent is so strong that it just lingers, and it's really not my favorite. But I do have it on my lips, as you can see. It feels really nice and nourishing on the lips, but it's just the scent is just, it's driving me a little crazy. So let's go ahead and move on to primer. The primer that I use all the time is this one right here from Tatcha. I just love it. It just works so well with my skin. But the one that I purchased recently is this one right here from Natasha Denona. It just feels so luxurious on the skin, and it really is a beautiful, beautiful like primer serum. The only reason why I feel like I use the Tatcha one a little bit more is just because I'm more familiar with that one. But this one is absolutely stunning. It just feels so good on the skin. It makes you feel so nice and luxurious and glowy and plumpy, and it's so good. So I need to keep reaching for that one for sure. So the foundation that I know for sure that I reviewed and tried and used maybe a couple of more times is this one right here from Westman Atelier, and I just don't know why I don't reach for it. I completely forget about it, and this is the shade. It's definitely going to be a little bit too light for me, but I am going to add another foundation on top, which is this one right here from Dior. This one I do use, but not as often as I used to. I am going to use just a couple of dots for this one. I'm going to use a brush. I'm going over the skin with a sponge just to make sure that it's really nice and blended. I forgot that both of them are a little bit on the matte side. So for concealer, the only one that I can really say honestly that I kind of forgotten about it is this one right here, which I used to use a lot, but this one is the Forever Skin Corrector from Dior, and it's a beautiful concealer. It's in the shade 3N. It's really nice and hydrating. I've just been using my Pat McGrath concealer a little bit more. I went back to Shape Tape as well, and I've been using other concealers. For some reason I just completely forgot about this one, so here we are, giving it a little bit of love. It's not as bright as I like it. It's really close to my skin tone. It blends so nicely to the skin. It's really nice and hydrating. It does feel a little bit tacky. That's my only thing that I've always noticed, but once I set it with powder, it's good to go. Okay, so the brow pencil that I'm going to be using today is this one right here from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's called the Brow Cheat, and is in the shade Natural Black. Trust me when I tell you that this pencil is absolutely beautiful, and that is not the reason why I don't gravitate towards it. The reason why I don't gravitate towards it is because I know that it's expensive, and for me, in the way that my mind actually works for some reason, is that if it's expensive, it's only for special moments, and this one right here does not have like those special occasions that often. So this pencil is just really going to sit there until, you know, one of these days I have something special to do, and that should not be the case at all. I should be able to just use it, and that is definitely training my mind to think a little bit more different than what I already do. So it's gonna be tricky, but I'm going to try just because I do want to continue on using it and testing it out, and it is an amazing brow pencil. As you can see, like, it already created half of my brow, so I do need to like retrain my mind not to use it only for special occasions, but to go ahead and just use it. That's it. going to set my brows in place because they're gonna drive me crazy as they're falling. I'm going to use the Patrick Ta. This is the best in my opinion. It stays put and it gives me that feather look. It just combs them so nicely. I think I went a little bit too harsh on the brows, and they're not looking even, but you know, sometimes you have good brow days and sometimes you don't, and this is one of the days that is not looking its best. But we're moving on right now to the eyes. Went ahead and added a little bit of this primer here from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It was already on my eyelids when I remember that I do have this one from Hourglass, and let me just put it on the back of my hand so you guys can see the consistency of it. So it kind of goes clear. It doesn't really cover any of the veins. Like you can still see the veins that I have on my hands. And that is the reason why I do not gravitate to this one, just because it doesn't give me a really nice blank canvas. It does feel really nice and sticky. I end up adding a little bit on top of the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, so we will see how that works. I am going to be using this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This one is the Instant Eye Palette Smoky Eyes Are Forever palette, and this is how it looks like. I really forgot about this palette, and I didn't create more looks after reviewing this palette. And I also have not given this one enough love, which is from Tom Ford. This is such an amazing palette. I don't think that you can get your hands on this one anymore, but you can still get the Charlotte Tilbury, I believe. I will link all the products that I am mentioning down below in the description area just in case you guys are interested. But I am going to be using the matte from the Tom Ford just because I do want something a little bit more brown, not so much like warm. But I am going to be using some of the shimmer shades from the Charlotte Tilbury palettes. We're using the Rephr 16 brush. I absolutely love Rephr brushes. I think that they are so amazing, definitely up there in price, but amazing quality. So I am going to take this shade right here, which is a really nice neutral, leaning a little bit cool tone, and it's just a nice brown shade to contour my crease. And just going to blend it back and forth from the outer corner to the inner corner. I'm not going to stand it too much out. Just want to keep this color right on the crease. With the darkest shade and the Rephr 23 brush, I am going to just run it on my lash line on the outer part and create that connection with what we did up here. I'm going back with the first brush and just blending the edges. Right, so adding this champagne kind of shade right in the middle, using a flat brush to do that. I'm just going to tap it and I'm going to run it on the lid. Adding this one from the tear duct all the way to where the darkest shade is, and just following my natural crease. So just adding a little bit more darkness where I feel like it needs a little bit more darkness. So right in the center, I'm just going to add a little bit of this pink right here, right in the center. Just like that, and just going back with the blending brush and just blending the edges. All right, so curling my lashes. So for mascara, I'm going to be using this one right here from Patrick Ta. I know that it's not luxury, it's high-end, but that is the only new mascara that I actually want to open and try right now. So that is what I'm going to be using. Let's go ahead and bronze up our face before I set everything in place. I am going to be using this one from Chanel, and this is the Soleil Tan de Chanel. And this one is the original one. I bought it a long time ago, and for some reason, I just don't reach for it. I don't know why, because it is absolutely beautiful. It might be a little bit too light for me right now. Yeah, so it's not as dark as I want it to be. You can see a little bit of bronziness, but not as much on my face, comparing it to other bronzers that I do have. but I'm still going to use it today, and we're just going to work with it because we're going to use a powder bronzer on top of this one. Right, so I went ahead and applied the Soleil Tan de Chanel. I have it on my skin already. I actually look orange, but this is how it actually looks like. It's really nice and super, super, super close to my skin tone. I mean, I don't even think that you're going to be able to see it. It doesn't give me a lot of bronze. I mean, it looks really nice on the skin, as you can see, but it's just not bronzing me up like I want to be bronze. If you know, you know. Moving on to blushes, these ones right here are from Charlotte Tilbury, and I have never even opened them. This one is in a Pinkgasm and Peachgasm. Should I do Peachgasm or Pinkgasm? I think I'm going to do Peachgasm. So I'm going to twist it and just squeeze a little bit. Going to add a couple of dots right here. Going to blend it with my sponge. Going to add a little bit more. So it looks really nice, but it's really subtle. I mean, it's more of a highlighter, kind of glowy peachiness kind of a situation than a blush, in my opinion. It is definitely really, really beautiful. And for every day, I can totally see myself reaching for this one, which I have to remind myself to do that for sure. But I am going to set everything in place. So let me just show you the powders that I already have here. Never reach for them, which is my Chanel and the Hourglass, also the Veil powder, and this one is a pressed powder from Gucci, and again, it's just barely used. I don't know what is wrong with me. I mean, these are really good products. So I am going to use a little bit of the Chanel underneath my eyes, just because I know that I don't like the Hourglass and how it actually looks on the skin underneath my eyes, but I do like the Chanel one. So I am going to just grab a little bit with my sponge, and I'm going to add that to the center of my face. That looks really pretty on the skin. So I'm not going to use my Hourglass one. I'm going to leave it for another video, but I know a lot of people love the Hourglass one. I just never really got into it. I never really understood the whole entire hype. This one right here from Gucci, I have not really tried it enough. I know that is a powder foundation, but I am going to use it with a fluffy brush like this and just going to press it down on my skin. And this one right here is in the shade 05, just in case you guys are interested. For another bronzer, I am going to be using this one from Tom Ford. Again, this is a product that I've actually used already in my channel, and I know that I love it so much. It is super, super beautiful, but again, not a product that I reach for enough. And you know, that is definitely the theme of this video, just products that I kind of forgotten and that are a luxury that I should be using and just adding to my everyday kind of makeup, because what is the point of having it on your drawers just collecting dust if you're not going to use it? I mean, how pretty is this bronzer? Absolutely stunning. It just takes no effort whatsoever to add it to your skin. It just blends so beautiful. It really gives me a nice bronze, but it's more on the neutral side, so it's not too warm, it's not too cool, it's just right there in the middle. Really, really beautiful. So this palette by Terry, it is the Brightening CC palette in Sunny Flush, and this is how it looks like. So it does have a couple of powders to add a little bit of brightness, and of course the blushes. I am going to use a little bit of this yellow powder right here and see how it looks right here. Never done that before. So it did add a little bit of brightness for sure right here, especially on the sides of my nose. I'm going to add it on the bridge of the nose. It does feel so soft, super, super soft. And now using this blush right here, so just adding it to the apples of my cheeks and blending it back. It looks so beautiful. So now for highlighter, and to finish up the face, I am going to be using this one right here from Dior, and it is in the shade Nude Glow. For lips, I'm going to be using this one from Charlotte Tilbury, and this one is in the shade Iconic Nude. So I'm going to fill up my lips a little bit with this lip liner. For lipstick, I'm using this one right here from Gucci. Absolutely love the packaging. It is so beautiful. It's like a brownie color. And I think that it matches so well with the eyes. It is so beautiful. So here's a lipstick. It feels really nice and luxurious on the lips. I love the shine. The color is just a perfect. The packaging is just amazing. Really love this product for sure. And I have missed it because I have completely like erased it from my mind. So okay. Anyway, so this is the final look using all of the luxury products that I have completely forgotten about. I hope that this encouraged you to go through your collection and use those products that you already have and probably loved at one point. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your love, your time, and support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time. Bye.